Salam everyone. Today I would like to share with you a theory of mine about the Quranic initials which are placed in the beginning of some surahs of the Quran. Now, we all know that there are a number of scholars who have attempted to decode or decipher these Quranic initials, but in my opinion there's really no need to decode or decipher anything, simply because it would not make sense that God would send down a message to the entire humanity in some type of code. Why would he do that? What I do think happened is that the Prophet, as well as the Arabs around him, all knew exactly what these initials were. They were no mystery to them. But what I do think happened, as with many other teachings of Islam, the true teaching or the true understanding of these initials have probably dissipated or have been lost over time. So, and in my opinion, the scholars who have attempted to decode these initials, their method included external factors. What I mean by this is that, say for example, Rashad Khalifa, he says that the Arabs used the Arabic alphabet for numbers, and therefore each Quranic initial signified a number. And so he found a numerical pattern throughout the Quran. To me, this is an external factor, simply because the Quran doesn't say that these are signifying numerical values. Others have said that these initials signify an acronym of some sort. Others have said these initials signify the structures of other surahs and whatnot. All these things are just seemingly external type of factors that have been used against these initials. And I'm not saying, of course, my theory is correct. I'm just giving an observation, hopefully from a Quranic standpoint. So here are my observations. And again, this is a theory of mine. Perhaps someone already has this theory. I don't know at this point. If someone does, please share. Surah 43, it says, Hamim, Ain, Sin, Qaf, Kadhalika yuhi ilayk. Hamim, Ain, Sin, Qaf. That is how it is inspired to you. So God here gives off seemingly random letters, and then he says, كَذَلِكَ يُحِي. That is how it is inspired to you. So to me, the impression that I get is God is giving us the methodology of the Quranic revelation. He's telling us how the Quranic revelation was given, i.e. letter by letter. Keep this in mind as we go to Surah 2. Where God says, Alif Lam Mim, ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابُ لَا رَيْبَ فِيهِ. ALM, that is the book in which there is no doubt. Here God calls Alif Lam Mim as a book, kitab. In Arabic, a kitab is to gather individual pieces of information, putting them together, arranging them in a certain manner, and to create a holistic piece of information. Alif Lam Mim, God calls Alif Lam Mim as a book. This means Alif has a meaning, Lam has a meaning, and Mim has a meaning. This entails that each letter of the Quranic initials, and perhaps the entire alphabet of the Arabic alphabet, each letter has a meaning. And if we look at Hebrew, which is the sister language of Arabic, in their alphabet, each letter of their alphabet has a meaning. And what we need to do, my theory is that each letter of the Arabic alphabet has a meaning, and the meaning needs to be extracted from the Quran. In other words, we need to look at each letter of the Arabic alphabet and how it is utilized throughout the Quran, how that letter is utilized throughout the Quran in words, and see how it functions, and therefore we can extract the true meaning of that letter. So I haven't investigated all or studied all the Quranic initials, but I will share with you my understanding and my observations thus far. Alif Lam Mim. The Alif in Arabic means initiation or initiation of something, or the beginning of something. This is why God calls Adam as Adam, because he is the beginning of something. Adam, right? And then we have Lam. The L in Arabic signifies connectivity with something. This is why we say Salah. Salah means to follow something closely to the point of creating a bond or a relation with something. Salah, Lam, connectivity. So far we have Alif, initiation, Lam, connectivity. Then we have Mim. In Arabic, mim or m sound means talks about a source of something. This is why we call a mother as in Arabic, because you're coming from the source. Even the when you come from a community, ummah, right? Ummah means you're coming from that community. Your community. You're coming from that source. So, alif, initiation, lam, connectivity, mim, source. Initiation of connectivity from the source. That is the book in which there is no doubt. So alif, lam, mim is initiation of connectivity from the source. That is the book in which there is no doubt. Here God is calling or giving the Quran its quality, that it's initiation of connectivity from the source. This is what alif, lam, mim means or signifies. We can go to Surah 12, alif, lam, ra. We already established what alif and lam mean, initiation, connectivity. Then you have ra. In Arabic, ra signifies repetition. Even the sound ra, the rolling r, means something's being repeated. This is why the Quran uses the word kawwara or kawwara. Kawwara means to make something spherical. Kawwara means to make something spherical in the sense of repeating its cycle of kawwara. So alif lam ra alif lam ra means initiation, connectivity that is repeated. So God is repeating of some story or something that of revelation. And in this case, it's Surah 12, which is Joseph. We also have the Ha-Mim surahs. I believe there's 7 of them. I forgot exactly how many, but Ha-Mim. The Ha in Arabic signifies something with energy. Anything that has or emits energy is Ha. This is why we say har in the Quran. Har means heat, or hamim even. Hamim, fire of some sort. Hamim, heat, fire. So ha means having some type of energy. And then the mim we already established as a source. So God, when God says ha mim, means energy from the source. Then you have single lettered initials like Nun. If you look at Nun, Nun is quite interesting, or the letter N or N. God calls Jonah as the Nun, the one with Nun, Na. Why? Because Nun, what Nun means in Arabic, is something that is embedded within something else. That's why Jonah, who was swallowed by a whale, he was called the Nun. He was inside something. The jinn are called that because they are inside the realm of the unseen. The janeen, right? Janeen. The baby, that's in, the unborn baby is inside the belly of the mother. So the nun in Arabic signifies something that is embedded within something else. So these are my observations so far. I haven't investigated what kaf, ha, ya, ain, sad all mean. Surah 19. I know that the ha, for example, in Arabic, the ha signifies movement, or that's why we say hawa, hawa for wind, or I'm sorry, yeah, hawa for wind. That's something that moves about, or desire, hawa, desire also. So what we need to do, these are my theories, and what we need to do is really investigate what these Quranic initials mean by investigating their actual meanings, how they are utilized in the Quran. There are a couple of books, I have one of them in Arabic, that talk about the meaning of the Arabic alphabet, and they are really a catalyst to my theory, and but they didn't use the entire Quran for their study. However, for me, these Quranic initials should not be, and they are not, some mysterious thing that we need to try to apply an external factor to them, but rather they are pretty straightforward. It's just us humans have somehow made them a mystery. When in fact, if God says that Alif Lam Mim is a book, it simply means that Alif Lam Mim have a meaning from the Quran itself. Wassalamu alaikum.